And I got way too many feels, way too much emotion. I don't even know what's real. I don't need to get along with your best friend, even better with your family.
What's up, friends? Welcome to today's video. I don't think a video has ever been so highly requested from me, and I have old videos on like my makeup, but I told everybody that I would film an updated one just because, you know, things change and whatever, this is fun. So I'm going to try and edit this video down as much as possible. It is going to be lengthy, but I didn't want to do a talk through necessarily because then it just gets even longer. So hopefully this video is not super long. Oh, what else I wanted to say was, just because this video is X number of minutes long, it doesn't mean that's how long it takes me, because obviously when I'm like in the zone, I'm just like flying through stuff. I can get this done in like 15 to 20 minutes every day. To some people, this is a lot of makeup in one day. To me, I say never enough. Because makeup is something that makes me happy, it makes me feel good, and it's just my nice little routine in the morning, so I don't mind doing this. If you don't like wearing makeup, that's awesome. I eventually want to get to a point where my skin tone is like even enough that I can just like roll out the house and be good with it, you know what I mean? Not that I like put makeup on to go to the grocery store right now, because I definitely don't. Like, if I need something, I'm just gonna go. But I just figured I would put that little preface in there because I know that to some people this might be a lot. But like I said, this was requested, so here it is for you, and let's just get started. First thing that I do every single day after I wash my face and moisturize my face using my Frey moisturizer. I really do like their skincare products, especially the moisturizers, and there's always a link in the description box to save some money. You can use my code, but the next thing that I do is I use this Master Prime by Maybelline. I get the green one to counteract the redness on my face. This is all actually from like past breakouts. I've been working on restoring my hormonal health pretty much, so my face has been freaking out, but I did increase my fats, like my dietary fats, and it is starting to get better. So that is why my face looks a little crazy. The next thing that I do every single day while I let my primer soak into my skin is I will pluck my eyebrows. I'll just tweeze any stray hairs. I actually do my own eyebrows. I do not get them waxed. I do not get them threaded. I trim them myself using this guy. If you want a video on how I trim my eyebrows and like shape them and whatnot, I can absolutely do that. Just let me know below. But this is how I keep up with them. I literally tweeze them every single day and just pull out, I probably pull out like 5 hairs a day, but that's better than just like letting them become bushes, you know what I mean? Next thing that I do is I take my Anastasia contour cream kit. I know this seems super extra, but I'm not even contouring. I use the orange shade right here. As you can tell, I need to replace it. And I put this under my eyes to counteract the blue/purple like dark circles that I have, which I know like mine are not even that bad. But this makes a huge difference with how your face and your concealer look. So I just do this every day before I start on foundation. All right, we're ready for foundation. I just use this Real Techniques sponge, and I do wash it. Okay, so I get it wet before, obviously, but I wash it every single day with just hand soap. This is a game changer. It makes it last so much longer. And the foundation that I use is the Stila Stay All Day foundation. This is so good. I am a full coverage gal. I use it in Hue 5. And what's really cool about this is, so you have the foundation and you just press it down and it comes up out of there, but it also has this little guy on top that comes with the same color concealer and a little mirror for you. So I really, really love that. And I've been using, I think this is my 3rd bottle of this foundation, so I've been on it for a while. Then I take the concealer in the top of this and I will just place that wherever I need to. This is the same color as the foundation, so we're gonna do a highlighting concealer after this step. All right, next for highlighting concealer, I'm going to be using Tarte Shape Tape, and I use it in 8B Porcelain Beige, but I actually just picked up a new one because this one is almost out, and I got the lightest shade possible because I am a highlight freak. Nothing pisses me off more when I put concealer on to highlight and then I set it and it just looks dark again. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to get the lightest shade. And then to set everywhere that I just put that brightening concealer, I am going to use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I just put it in the lid and then I will tap this in there and then apply it to my face. And then to set the rest of my face, I am going to use this NYX Mineral Matte Finishing Powder. It is another loose powder. I prefer loose powders to set my face because I find that they are the only thing that like keeps my oil under control. I have oily skin. However, I will say this NYX powder is not my favorite. I've actually bought this and returned it before back home in Kansas City. And then last week I went to Ulta and was like, oh, perfect. I need a normal, like it's a face colored setting powder. I use light medium. And then I brought it home and I used it and I was like, God damn it, this is the one that I returned, but whatever. I'm just gonna use it with like a very light hand. It can tend to look like dirty and like patchy if you get too much in one spot. So again, I just try to use a light hand, but I think I actually had one from CoverGirl, just a loose setting powder that's like skin colored, that I liked a lot better. I just couldn't find it the other day, so whatever. For bronzer, I use this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in 6676. This stuff smells so good. I've been using it for years. And then for contour, I'm going to use this Tarte Don't Be Afraid to Dazzle palette. I've had this for years, but it just has a bronzer and a highlighter in it, so I use this to contour. And I always start with my nose and under my lip. Makes your nose look skinnier, makes your lips look poutier, bigger. For blush and highlighter, I am using the Jaclyn Hill by Becca Cosmetics palette. This came out quite some time ago, but here's what the inside looks like. I use a combination of this and this for blush. Sometimes I'll just use this, clearly, or just that. This one is pretty bright for me, so it's just chillin'. And then I'll switch between the two highlighters. And to finish off the face, I am just going to take that leftover Laura Mercier translucent powder and just blend everything out with a big fluffy brush. Next, we are moving on to brows. I am using this CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in 710 Soft Brown. It has a spoolie on one end and the pencil on the other end. I usually use the NYX Brow Pencil in Espresso. Yes, it's called Espresso. So I have one of those on deck in my bathroom, and then I usually will set my brows with the NYX brow powder, but I've been out of it, so I have both of those in there. I'm just finishing this up before I open them, so that is what I usually do. But I will just start out by combing my brows, and then we're gonna fill them in. And then I'll use the spoolie to kind of blend things so it's not so harsh. All right, biggest thing you gotta remember about brows: sisters, not twins. Next thing I do is take my favorite pencil liner. Okay, it has to be twist up. I don't like the ones you have to sharpen, and it has to be very creamy. And so the best one that I have found is this Maybelline Lasting Drama Matte in 860 Jet Black. And I start off by lining my tight line. This is creepy, just so you know. But by doing that, your lashes are going to look a lot fuller. Next, we're going to take the Jaclyn Hill palette, and here is my method to eyeshadow. I pick like 4 colors, and that is it. So the first one is going to be a transition shade, and I'll show you all the ones that I've been doing recently. So, freaking it. And for my first 2 colors, I use the Sigma E38 Diffused Crease Brush. It's just a round fluffy brush. I always start off with a transition shade. It should be close to your skin tone, so I usually take this guy right here. And we're just gonna put that in the crease, just kind of blend it everywhere. Can't see it? No problem. We just need something there to build on. So you can be messy with it. Then I will take color number 2, and that is typically this, this guy right here. So he is just a little darker. You probably can't see much of a difference, but this is how you nail eyeshadow. You just do subtle differences and you build over top. All right, colors 1 and 2, done, bam. This brush, done, bam. Now, for colors 3 and 4, I use the Morphe M330. He's a little pointier, so we're gonna dip into some darker colors now for the crease. So what I am going to grab, what I've been doing recently is, this is gonna be color number 3, this guy right here. And same thing, but he is darker, so you can't be as messy, but really if you have good brushes, they will do all the work for you. All right, and lastly, color number 4 is gonna be our darkest color. I just reach into, God, this is so hard to hold, this guy right here. So it's like a pretty dark brown, and I just concentrate that in the crease. Not nearly as messy as we started with. Blend them in. Again, brush does the work. Good to go. Eyelids are done. Now, for the lower lash line, this is the ultimate game changer. This is what up levels your frickin' eye makeup. Okay, this is, I hate going anywhere without my lower lash line done. Once I started doing this, I was like, yo, I am an artist, okay? So what we're gonna do is take a flat definer brush, just looks like this, and using those same colors that we just used up top, we're gonna build them up on the lower lash line. If I'm going out, if I'm balling out, if I'm going Vegas smoky, we're gonna use all 4 colors. If it's every day, we're just gonna use the last 2. So what I'll do is dip into color number 3, just tap it in there like, okay? And then on my lower lash line, about the outer third, maybe the outer half, I will just place that right under my lashes. And it's okay if it's messy. And then we'll reach into color number 4. Same thing. This time I'll really only do like the outer third. All right, donezo with that. Now, as far as highlighting your inner corner and your brow bone and like putting something on your eyelid, you can totally do that. I don't do that every day. But if I am going full Vegas smoke show, I will do that. But to finish up the lower lash line, I'm going to use this pencil brush. This one's just from e.l.f. and buff out that lower lash line. What I will say is this usually flicks eyeshadow into your eye, so you can do it with your eyes closed if you want, but I have gotten in the habit of just doing it, and then I have no problem touching my eyes. So I'll literally just like wipe my eyeball off after. And then we are going to go back to that pencil liner and just put this in the waterline on like the outer half, okay? I just really like the look of a bright inner eye that fades out to like the darker outer eye, obviously. So that's why I do it. All right, next step, liquid liner. The liner that I use is the Maybelline New York Ultra Liner. This is waterproof. I didn't really want waterproof, but it's really hard for me to find a liner that is perfect for me because I prefer a brush tip, not a felt tip. But I don't want the brush tip to be too long or too short. I'm very particular about the brush tip. This is the first time I've tried this one. It's okay, but the old one that I used forever was this guy. It has like no labeling, but the bottom says L'Oreal black LN00. This brush tip, this is really old, that's why I stopped using it and I should just throw it away, but I really like the length of that brush and of like the handle itself, whereas this guy, the brush is okay, it's a little bit shorter, so I'm still learning how to use it, and the handle is not as long. So here's what I will say about liquid liner. I have tried so long to learn like the ins and outs, the tips and tricks, the bulletproof ways to apply liquid liner. And here's what I have come up with over the years. There are none. There are no tips. There are no tricks. There is no bulletproof method in applying this bitch. Liquid liner is like a horse, okay? It knows when you're scared of it. So you just gotta be chill. You just gotta let it know who's boss and just do the damn thing. The only tips, obviously you're gonna see me do this. The only thing that I try to like visualize in my head is connecting the corner of my eye to the tail of my eyebrow, but I don't even put it like out that far horizontally. I like bring it up a little bit more. And something that I found that was throwing me off for the longest time was I was trying to connect like my lower lash line to the tail and it always just looked janky. So I have focused now on connecting the top, like where my top lashes end. I know they're literally right next to each other and maybe that doesn't make sense, but in my head it makes sense and it helps. Just focus on connecting the top of your lashes, like your upper lash line, to the tail. That is literally all I can tell you. You can watch me do this, but I have no secret or anything earth-shattering for you. Besides, oh, also I kind of press my lashes down to get them out of the frickin' way when I'm doing this. All right, so that guy didn't turn out too bad. I'm pretty good at the right side because I'm right-handed. Left side, we're gonna be cool. All right, that one is actually one of the better wings I have done on my left side. He didn't come out perfectly matching, but they are pretty dang close, and I have let things go that have been way worse than this. So we're gonna chalk this up as a win. So I'll actually let that dry for a second because the next thing that I do is use an eyelash curler, and if I use it right now, it'll like touch the eyeliner when I curl my lashes, and then when I go to curl my other lashes, it'll transfer, which is super annoying, and since that's waterproof, it's really hard to get off. But what I will say is with anything like eyeliner or mascara, if you get it somewhere else on your skin, your day is not ruined, okay? Even if you get it like across your nose, like when you reach across with mascara, which I don't do that, but whatever. If you get any of it on your skin, just let it dry. Let it dry. Do not fuck with it when it's wet. Get a Q-tip and literally it will just wipe right off. Even with this waterproof, if I push hard enough with the Q-tip, it comes off. So that's the easiest fix. That's a huge tip that I have found works for me. So there's that. All right, now that that is dry, we're going to curl the lashes. I used to be super anti-curling lashes, but as long as you do it before you put mascara on, you shouldn't have them like damaged. You shouldn't damage them. They won't get damaged. What? And they shouldn't break off or anything like that. I do not recommend curling your lashes once you do have mascara on. I think that's just a lot going on. It's just not good. But my newest addition to my makeup routine is this NARS Climax mascara. Just looks like, oh my god. Just looks like this. This is a mini size, but yo, this stuff is so good. And I'm usually like a drugstore mascara junkie. I think it all works the same, but until I tried this, I will invest in this. I think this is probably like $25 or $30 for a full size, but this sample has lasted me at least a couple weeks. I think I got it here in San Diego. I don't know. It's lasted me for a while. But the thing that they were telling me when they put this on me was, you know, it's super buildable, which is like my shiz. And it's so true. So if you do one layer, it's like a very subtle, like daytime look. And then if you do multiple layers, it's more, you'll see. It's just more of like a nighttime look, and it defines your lashes even more. And I am a big frickin' fan of multiple coats of mascara because I have pretty long lashes as it is, so I want to accentuate them. And I do always put mascara on the top of my lashes first, just on my first coat. For no reason at all. I just feel like it defines them better, and I've always done that. Okay, so there's one coat. It's like pretty good already, right? We going in for a second. And what I found works best for me with mascara is to start as close to your eyeball as possible. Don't poke your eyeball. Been there, done that, dude. And then I just kind of wiggle it and twist the brush like I'm like going like this, twisting it and wiggling it as I come away from my eyeball. From me oh-ho. There is with a second coat, looking fleeky. You bet your sweet bunghole we're going in for round 3. I don't wait for the coats to dry, just because this mascara is fine to do that. Like, I don't notice anything, but sometimes they'll get clumpy with other mascaras. So if you want to do multiple coats, just wait in between to let the old ones dry. To let the last coat dry. You know, I definitely got this in Kansas City, so it's lasted me over a month, and it's the sample, and I do 3 coats every day. So worth it. And then the only other thing that I will do is once it dries, I'll just take this Q-tip under my lashes and wipe off any mascara that like doesn't belong there, you know what I'm saying? But that is it for my makeup routine. Also, this might be kind of gross, but like foundation gets on my lips, obviously, so whenever I'm done, I put like chapstick on before I do my makeup and stuff, but whenever I'm done, I always just have like a towel with me, and I'll literally like take my fingernail and just like scrape off the foundation. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Like, I know a lot of people use makeup wipes, but yo, I'm not using a makeup wipe just for my lips. Okay, so you could probably tell a difference there, but there we have it. That is how I beat my face every single day, and now you know. Nothing too crazy. Maybe you learned something new. I don't know. But that is the video for today. So if you watched until now, I'm taking all my good vibes. I'm sending them your way. If you could give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell before you leave, that would be dope. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Oh,